Good morning, everybody. My name is Karen, and this is KBH Stitches on Flosstube. I am also KBH Stitches on Instagram, and I've been sitting here hemming and hawing for like 10 minutes, and if I don't get going, I just won't get going. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today's kind of just a normal Flosstube. I have some FFOs, I have some whips, plans, and then I have some old finishes that I'm hoping maybe you guys have some ideas of what to do with. So we'll see what happens. The first thing I have, it was a whip for Stitch Smalls from PNPS Sal, started by Sarah's Stitchy Spot. And I went ahead, I did the whip, and then I ended up finishing it. So this is a design from the fall 2021 issue of Punch, Needle, and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And it's a design by Sub Rosa, and I love it. It turned out just super, super cute. There were some places where, like, I think this was supposed to be 2 browns that I made it 1, 2 oranges, I made it 1. I think this was supposed to be brown, but I made it black. Just little silly changes, nothing big. But I was thinking, you know, you could make this into a little pin keep. You could make this into a little pin keep. You could make that little cat. So it's really fun. It could be a lot of different things. So anyway, I just finished it as a pillow. I put this chicken scratch on the back. I didn't want to make it overly Halloween, even though it has like a jack-o'-lantern on it, but I wanted to make it a little more fall. So this was a whip, a finish, and an FFO. My other FFO happened because I saw somebody finish this project on Instagram. I said, oh, that's super cute. And then I went, well, I've stitched that. I stitched that pattern a long time ago. So I went digging in my box of, you know, never to be seen again pieces, which we're going to talk about later. And I found it, and I was so glad that I did. This is, I love it. This is a design, it's somebody asked too. It's by With Thy Needle and Thread. You can get this on her website. Oh shoot, Country Stitches. If you put in Brenda Gervais website on Google, it'll come up. And I did look, this is on there. It's called Cat Tricks. It is on there currently. So anyway, I stitched it. I didn't put, there was like a moon here that I didn't do, a wand over here maybe. I left a few things off because I just couldn't handle, I just wanted it to be that cat in that pumpkin outfit. I love it. And I ended up using, I basically matched it to the big cat jumping out over the house piece. So it has the same backing and the same purple. And y'all, this was a trial. So I am very new to using a sewing machine, and I can do straight lines. That's all I can do. And I sewed this pillow together, and I trimmed the edges, and I trimmed my corners, and I went to turn it around, and this piece was on backwards. So I had to pull out those sewn stitches with all my reinforced corners. Whew! That was a trial. But I did it, and then I sewed him back up again. So I'm excited to put him out because this, I stitched this 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I don't know, many moons ago. So I'm very glad to have found it and rescued it and finished it. And now he will come out to play on Halloween. So those are my FFOs. I was happy to have 2, just kind of piecing at it, piecing at it, piecing at it. I put out all my fall stuff, and I definitely have some places that can be filled. So it was very exciting. All right, so last time we met, I talked to you about my peacock, unicorn, and badger piece. And this had been in my WIP parade, and I said, it's just never gonna happen. It's on this natural linen, it's so huge, it's full coverage. But somebody said, you know, it's a gift from your mom and you should make that, that's important. And so at last I talked to you, I talked about starting a 24/7. So what I actually did was I went back, because I like to give credit where credit is due. I remember hearing about 24/7 on Michelle Bendy Stitchy's YouTube. And this was a few years ago. So I went back, where's my little note here? I went back into the YouTubes, the Flosstubes, and I found that Julie McConnell from Reflections Framing started the 25/7 challenge. It was a proper, like it was a Facebook group, but it was supposed to take course over, I believe 2021. So I looked for the Facebook group and couldn't really find it. I didn't find anything more than that, but this went way back to Julie McConnell at Reflections Framing. I believe that's where Michelle Bendy got the idea. I'm not entirely positive about that, but either way, it's a brilliant idea. So I started, as I said that day, I was going to reorganize and make sure that this project was just in one place. So I put the project in a hoop. I put that hoop on my Lowry stand, which sits in my stitching spot downstairs. It stays on there. So I pull it out first thing before I stitch on anything else. I do my 25 minutes. I put it away. I do whatever else I want to do. So stitch on something else, dishes, whatever. So the first thing that I did was I had all the floss in baggies. And I thought that that's a bad idea, because I'm just going to pull it out, cut it, put it back. It was just bad. So I put everything on floss rings, floss tags, floss rings onto tags, and put the tags on a ring, however you say it. But so I got all of those organized. And then I remembered that part of the annoyance with this thing is, oopsie, it's a big book. And so you had to open to the first page to find your colors. And I'm not want to bend that back. So I had a little brain idea. And I went ahead and made a copy of that. And I have a laminator. And I just went ahead and laminated that color key and put it on the front of my flosses. And so I go to pick a floss and that goes back, no problem. And it's just in there. So my floss, my color key, all of that is just handy in my bag. And then on my hoop is my piece. And I have been doing 25/7 and I am so happy. So technically it's been 3 weeks since I saw you, but I went to Colorado for a week and this did not come with me. So when I saw you last, I had these 4 circles done. And I think I had started this bug. But I've done the bug and filled in. And this piece, it's like a coloring book. You just can go and fill out these parts, outline them all, and then you can fill them in, and then I'm just filling in this back, so this back color is across the whole piece. So I kind of do a color of fill in, and then I do some more. And so that's 25 minutes a day for 2 weeks, basically, a little less probably, and I'm just really super pleased with it. So I am just going to continue doing this 25/7, until I don't think I'll get sick of it. It's kind of a nice set to my day. And because it's all there ready to go, it's real easy. It's very, very easy. And so my hope is to stick with this. It also helps that it's September. It's Sampler September. So this works for that too. So that's my 25/7. And I just wanted to give Julie McConnell at Reflections Framing the credit for doing that. And also, when you order from Hillside Rookery, Olivia sends you these beautiful postcards. And so when I was doing the lamination for that color key, I did this too. And I figure I can punch holes in this and use it as a little like floss holder. And then I have that nice little memory plus this beautiful card. So those were my little ideas over the past few days. And then it was September 1st, which is the BAP to school start. And I just have to say, Lauren, the New Hampshire Stitcher, this is the best hashtag. It's been so fun to watch. So many people taking part. There's so few rules that it feels very, very inclusive. Because it's a BAP to school, it's pretty stitch specific. And it feels like something that will just be like every September 1st now. It'll just kind of continue in perpetuity, which I love. I like SALs that are like that, as opposed to like a whole bunch of strict rules. So my back to school SAL is the Modern Folk Embroidery Stag Among the Roses, the backside colorway. So when you buy this pattern from Jacob and Modern Folk Embroidery, you get both colorways. And I'm choosing to do, the backside. It's a little bit brighter. And it just really called to me. So I'm going to show you this. This is a piece of haul that's coming up. I know. I'm so excited. But I'll show you that in a minute. Here is my progress on, I should have taken this out, but I didn't, and I'm not gonna. Stag Among the Roses. So I just got this first flower. I can show you, maybe. Just this first flower up here. And I'm just gonna continue across and then across. It's kind of bandy in a way. So I'm just gonna continue on that road. Here we go. This is a piece of 40 count Rocky Mountain by XJU Designs, and holy moly, it is fabulous. It is wonderful. It's a really, really nice piece of fabric. And I love that this girl was like, clash those colors. Who cares? It's so, so, so fun. There are not a bazillion colors, but they are real fun. So, yay! So that is my back to school SAL, and I'm going to just continue doing my 25/7 in the morning, this during the day. I have back to school SAL. They're both sampler September. It's all coming together. It was nice and cozy and rainy this weekend. It's going to be 85 this next weekend, but it was a really perfect start to the whole thing. So, let's go to haul next because I have this sitting in front of me. So, I went home to see my parents, and when I came back, my lovely husband had this waiting for me. This is a Winterbury case made famous by Nicola Parkman from Hands Across the Sea. You can buy these at Hobby House Needleworks. This is the big size. There's a smaller size, and then there's a few little, like, I don't know, like a pencil case, something, I don't know exactly what they're. A few little smaller ones. This is the red one. There's a blue, kind of a navy-ish blue, and it has a contrasting purple inside, which I love. But I am a red girl all the way. I'm not particularly a pink girl, which is the contrasting color here. But this thing is amazing. So up here, so it's basically a travel, like an old train case, right? So I just have pens and stuff in there. And then I'll show you. So down there, I have my floss for my back to school sale. My project is on a 6-inch hoop with a bunch of extra fabric. It sits right in there, no problem. And then you have this case that lifts out of the top. That goes right in there like that. And that has my scissors and my little Ort catcher. If y'all get TikToks, this is the cover for my scissors. And so when I'm stitching, I just pop this out and put it on the couch, and then everything else is in my case. And it's really fun. It makes me feel real fancy. Like I'm, you know, in England with my big puppers, being Nicola Perkman. But anyway, it's wonderful. It is a splurge and a treasure. Just to be clear, it's a splurge and a treasure. So I love it. I adore it. And it's perfect for this new way of stitching where I really stick with something because it just becomes my case. I don't think this is not going to Utah. It's too precious. I'm not taking it on the plane. So I've learned to be more open to taking things traveling, but this ain't going. So anyway, that was my big piece of haul. And it wasn't even my fault. It was a present. I got a few other things here. Stonehouse Stitchworks got me again. This is my cat. He has a big old butt that's always up in the air like that. It's so cute. So I'm pretty sure this is a Thirza Goes Goth fabric panel. And then she has this cute little pumpkin on here. Jack-o'-lantern? It's a jack-o'-lantern when you carve it, right? Lovely little fabric there. And here it is. Stonehouse. Ooh. Nope. Stonehouse Stitching on Etsy. Oh. She made this, my turkey bag. I have a few from her. Love it. So I need to find a fun Halloween. Once I get through September, I'm already on to October, which is typical of me. So I'll find a fun Halloween project to go in there, and that will be wonderful. Next up, I got a few new minders. That orange slice on my Stag Among the Roses. These are from Mad for Minders on Etsy. I like these wooden ones. I got a chicken, and I got some french fries. Those came. And then as I said, I found my stitching group again. And I went, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And somebody had these little scissors. You can buy them in a pack of 4 from Amazon. I think this was $10, so they're $2.50 each. But it's a little cat paw, and then you go, and they're scissors. I'm not going to stand by that they're the best quality scissors you've ever had in your life, but if you're just cutting threads, they're fine. So these are great to take places. I think they're too long for an airplane. I don't know. I actually don't know that. But I'm not going to try it because I would hate to lose them. But then you just put them back in and you have your little cat paw. So I got those off of Amazon. A nice little thing. And then my next 2 pieces of haul actually lead into a few other plans that I have for the month. So like I said, I do my 25/7 in the morning, and then I've just been working on Stag Among the Roses. And I tried taking it to my stitching group, and that ain't gonna work. It's that 40 count. It's a lot of counting. I'm not really paying attention, if I'm being honest. And so I bought these 2 little patterns off of Etsy. This little pair of foxes and this pair of squirrels. They're holding mushrooms. And so I just got, these are just DMC, you know, nothing exciting. And I have a piece, I don't even have anything to show you, of 36 count. And I'm just going to start those and have those to take to stitching group. So it's a little bit off of my sampler September, but I want to have something that I can not have to worry about because I want that to be an enjoyable experience. And then this is my last point. So obviously I kind of hemmed and hawed over what to do for back to school, and I had chosen everything and everything was great. And then Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, decided she would finish her Thirza Goes Goth. And I died. I just died. So Thirza, first of all, Thirza is a sampler that Julie found and found information about the young girl. She's Australian, I believe. And she reproduced that sampler in 2 colorways, the front and the back. And much like the one I'm stitching, the back was a little more bright colors. So I loved it. I thought, I just cannot buy anything right now. This was in the midst of kind of the medical chaos. And so I kind of hemmed and hawed on it. And then Julie said, kind of in the spirit of what that little girl did, she was going to go and just pick colors she liked and stitch that sampler. So it's not like a straight conversion. She just picked a group of colors that she liked and she put them where she wanted to, which I love because that's just like a third, like not only have you found this little girl's work and reproduced it so it can be remembered, but then you took on the spirit of that little girl and created your own, another piece. So it's, I don't know, I love that. Layers on layers. And so here is Thirza Goes Goth. And it is bright and it is beautiful. And I died. I fell in love. The camera's totally washing out. I don't know why. Sorry. But my plan now is, so I bought Thirza, and my plan now is on September 15th, I'm going to do back to school too. I'm not doing that. I'm not changing it. But this is going to be my second of the month, also September, sampler September, back to school too. So I had in my stash this piece, it's 40 count moccasin from Fortnite Fabrics. And for those who have been watching, that's crazy modeling for me. So when I got this, I thought, oh Lord, what am I ever going to do on that? Well, Thirza is stitched on Murky, which is a Picture This Plus, which is kind of, it's very modeled and it's grays and greens, I believe. And so I'm going to do it on this. And I have about half of the DMCs. I have to go this weekend and get the others, but already, look how fun. And so this is kind of out of bounds for me, and I'm so excited about it. I have really been on, ever since I stitched the ink circles 5 o'clock, somewhere, 5 o'clock, whatever it was called. I am so just into these bold DMC colors. You know, I certainly have a million whips filled with variegated flosses and overdyed flosses, and they're very beautiful and they're very subdued, and that is very much in the, you know, ethos of cross stitch. But wow, DMC, sometimes having just that bold, saturated color is really something else. And it's affordable. And so these pieces that I can kind of get lost in and not feel like it has to look the way, I don't know, I'm just kind of having a moment with that. So I have my Stag Among the Roses that I'm definitely doing that brighter kind of clashing color with. And now I'm going to add Thirza to the mix as my back to school number 2. And I could not be more excited. I think that what Julie did with this is just really, it's so fun. And it's also that kind of what I said about my 25/7, this coloring book idea. I was, you know, a kid of the 80s and I colored a lot. And to just pick your favorite colors and plug those in and not be wrong, there's a freedom and a beauty about that. And I think that that's part of what these samplers really are. You go from maybe a Bristol sampler, which they used red and you had to do it because you had to show your worth and you had to show how good of a servant or whatever you could be, down to maybe these other children who got a little playful. And who knows if they, you know, got in trouble for it or whatever. I mean, who knows? I don't know. It's just a very kind of interesting, different take on stitching. And there's something about taking it up and stitching Thirza's designs with Julie's enthusiasm. It's really fun. It's really fun. So, September 15th, Back to School 2, Electric Boogaloo. If you don't know what that means, it's from Breakin' 2. Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo was the sequel nobody needed. And so it became a joke to say whatever 2 Electric Boogaloo meant, it wasn't really necessary. So Back to School 2 Electric Boogaloo, probably not necessary, also getting done. Okay. Also, I took breakdancing lessons from Ozone from Breakin'. So, okay, you can stop watching now. I really am crazy, but I did. And this was when I lived in Boulder, Colorado, and I did like a breakdancing performance on the mall. It's all very cringy now. But I love that movie, and I will not die. I will not deny it. I love Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, too. At the end, when everybody believes in the beat, I am on board. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. So, as I stated before, when I found my cat tricks, it had been, so I saw somebody finish it on Instagram and thought, oh my God, I have that. I stitched that. Where is that? Well, where is that was in a bin up there in my closet. And so what I thought I would do is I would show you these. The first few I know I want to frame. The other ones I just don't know what to do with. And maybe they just end up standing in the bin. That's fine. But I thought it would be fun to show them anyway. So where I found cat tricks was attached to this project. This is Pumpkin Thieves. I remember it has a Pumpkins Thieves. Don't know why. By Madame Chantilly. And this was the first sal I did with Petals and Pins and Wanda's Stitching Kitchen. I believe it was just Petals and Pins when we started it. But then we went on to do Black Cat. And now we're doing Halloween on the Farm. I don't think we have plans to do one this October. If you ladies want to do one, I'm all about it. I have a bag. Look, I have a bag ready. We can do that. Anyway, I probably don't need another sal. Jeez, Karen. When I really get going, I get going. Anyway, Pumpkin Thieves. I mean, listen. Look at that. Now, I believe this is now well known. Madame Chantilly's projects are huge. They're huge. And everybody goes, this is huge. I didn't know this was so huge. They're big. But I finished it. This is 40 count flax. So it's that real tight weave. But I love this thing. I did it in the DMC colors. I know Petals and Pins, Christina, She used a variegated that is beautiful. If you go back on her Instagram, you'll find it. So she used different colors. I used the Call for DMC. Look at this cat. Whoa! Anyway, I don't know what to do with this. That would be a very big pillow. I'm not really down with paying for framing things for Halloween. I don't know, but I love it. I really do love it. It's so funny and so fun. So I don't know. If you have a thought, send it my way. Anyway, and then down here, in that spot, was where Catrix was. So I'm so glad I found that, because now he's going to be out and joining us. And I have all this fabric left. So really, give me an idea. That's happening a lot in this pile. So anyway, Pumpkin Thieves. This project I know I'm going to put into a frame. This is Heartland Sampler by the Scarlet House. I know I want to frame this, but it's like an odd size and I'm going to have to pay for it to get framed, and so it just hasn't happened yet. But I loved stitching this. It was so fun. These corn stalks were so fun to stitch. And look at these baby chicks. All these little babies. And also over here, this garden. Anyway, I loved stitching this. So I'm positive I'll frame this, but that's gonna cost some money, and so I'm just not there yet. This piece is from the Primitive Hair, and it's called Colonial Hair, and it's my favorite thing. I loved stitching it, but the way it turned out, I could not have asked for anything more. This is 8 colors of DMC. It's 40 count vintage country mocha. Say what you will. And I would love to find an oval frame for this. I don't know how to do that, if anybody knows. But I love this. This is Colonial Hair. And I think it's amazing. This is 8 colors of DMC. And if you're familiar with Primitive Hair, this is now her logo. Is that, I don't know that that's the right word for it, but I can't. That face, I can't. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is full coverage. This is full, look at my back. I'll show you my back, because that's a good back get out. But it is full coverage. We are full coverage. And I just, oh. So I would love to put her like in an oval, like old-fashioned frame. She's big. It's very big. I don't know that you can do that. But this I would want to frame too. So those two actually kind of have plans. The rest of these don't. This is Nora Corbett Vixen. She's blingy. We got jewels, we got beads, we have, this is, I used a petite treasure braid here. This was a really, really fun to stitch. And like, when I did it, I was like, oh, I'll do all the reindeer and I'll do the sleigh. And then I thought, why? For what? So I did the one. And this is the one I would have done. I love how, I mean, look at this wreath. I just think it's really beautiful. So I don't know what to do with that either. I don't know. I mean, I could probably, see, this is one too where like, I could find a frame, but I want all this stuff to like I want it to shimmer and move. So do you put that? I mean, obviously when you use the glass, but do you put that flat against a frame and lose that, Or do you make like a pillow and hope these don't all get snagged off? So I don't know what to do with that one. It's so pretty though. And I don't know, this was completely as called for. I don't know what this fabric is anymore. But if you like at 1, 2, 3 stitch, if you do the like buy all little check mark, that's what came. This is a little piece called, it's called Patchwork Cats. I'm not going to say it in French, but it's Jardin Privé. It's a cute little stitch. And I did it on 40 count. Don't know. And it is a cute little stitch. I love these little baby kitties down here. And it is a cute little stitch. I don't know. It's a little too cute, maybe. I don't know. It's a perfect size probably to make a pillow. I don't know. It just is what it is. Okay, this is Miss New Year's Fairy. This is Nora Corbett. This was a whole kit. I also have, and I'm stitching Miss Harvest Fairy, and then I have the Halloween Fairy. It came in a kit. I stitched it as the kit. It's very pretty. At some point, I'm going to have 3 of these. I don't know. She's waiting for the other 2 to be stitched, I guess. What am I going to do with these? I have no idea. Does it matter? No, probably not. But it's very pretty stitched. Lots of beads, lots of bling. Someday I'll have 2 more. This is Jolly Saint Nick and Rudolph. This is a very old Stitching with the Housewives. It's cute. I took out, I think there was a Christmas tree here, and I just continued the light bulb, the light bulbs, the Christmas lights. I think those are super cool. I liked those little bulbs. I don't know. This could easily be a little pillow. Put out at Christmas. I do love this little reindeer in the cup. He's cute. Little mini Rudolph. This should probably be a pillow. This is Prairie Schoolers and To All a Good Night. I didn't do this one. I did this one. Actually, Rebel Stitcher was just talking about this one. And it was a super fun stitch. This is 40 count flax. Nope. 40 count mallow, maybe? Anyway, DMC's Prairie Schoolers, there's nothing like them. The designs are amazing. It's always DMC. They always look amazing. There's just something so traditional and fun about them. I mean, that's kind of a big pillow again. I don't know. I could maybe find a frame for that. That seems like it might fit into a normal size frame if I took the time to measure it. Okay, we're putting that one with the to be framed pieces. This is from Darling and Whimsy, the HF 1916 sampler, little red sampler. This is on some piece of 36 Unknown, and I think I stitched it with Schoolhouse Red. And it just ended up being a little bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was more pincushion size. I don't know. That should be a pillow, right? I expected it to be a little more pincushion size, so I was a little like, ooh, you're bigger than I thought. But that could be a pincushion for sure. This is Harvest Time by Prairie Schooler. this very top one. I want to do this turkey too. I don't know that I want to do all these, but I should do just that turkey. And this turned out beautifully. I mean, this is a beautiful stitch. Again, it's just the DMCs called for everything. But it's really beautiful, and I just don't know what to do with it. Again, it would be such a funky frame to buy. I mean, framing it is the obvious choice. But it would just be a really expensive, because, you know, that's a custom frame. I love this green door on this. And look at the, I don't know. I love it. I love these trees in the back. And I know they have this scene kind of reproduced in a summer and a Christmas, maybe? And I had grand plans of like stitching them all, but I could never find, I'm sure this was back when these were kind of running out because we all thought they were going away. And I think maybe the ones that have the summer and the Christmas have been reproduced. But when I was trying to find them in the cardstock, I couldn't find them. So it just, whatever. I finished this one and it went in the drawer. Okay, and this is the last one. I love this one. This is another Madame Chantilly. It's called Hen Cooking. I left off this whole bottom part, these and the alphabet, and then, well, I'll tell you that part. This is another 40 count flax, and it's super cute. So like I said, I took off this bottom part and I just reproduced this down there. And look, I don't know if you can tell. Hold on. See, she's popping popcorn for a little baby. So in the actual pattern, there's 2 chicks, but since I only have 1 chick, I just made 1 chick. But look at that flying popcorn. And she's wearing her little red apron. It's so cute. These, again, I don't know what it is with stitching corn stalks, but they are fun. They're fun. Again, pretty good back. So this I would really like to get up in our house. I stitched this when I had just a young buck, and now he's big and old. And so those are kind of my, I don't know what people call those, like boxes of shame. I'm not calling anything about that shameful. I just don't have very many ideas. I wouldn't not do anything. You know, if I had an idea, I would take everyone. I'm not ashamed of anything in this box. It's a shame they're sitting there, but it's okay. I'm not going to take that on. I don't need that extra trauma. So anyhow, that's it for me today. Again, I'm going to work on my 25/7 every day. Keep plugging away. I'm going to continue on Stag Among the Roses, and then a week from Friday, I'm going to start Thirza, which I'm really excited about. Maybe next time I FFO, I'll do something with a few of these. Oh, also my other piece of haul, I ordered one of these from Stitch Folk on Etsy, and it's super cute. It's, you know, that design is just too, it's very cool. I thought it was very cool. So I jumped on that bandwagon. So, I got a sleeping dog. I got piles all around me. I think I've said it all. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, your comments and your support are just the best. My son's doing well. We go to the eye doctor here, luckily, on Thursday to see if his pressure has improved and that his the part of his retina that had reattached is still reattached. Again, he won't get his sight back, but if he could naturally reattach that retina, that would be much better for his future in terms of cataracts. If they have to surgically reattach it, he's then just like kind of bound for that in his later years. So we get to see the doctor here, and then we'll go to Utah again in 4 weeks. So I plan to keep on doing, you know, Sampler September, back to school, all these great styles that are so fun. It just really makes you feel part of a group when you can't necessarily be part of a group. So I appreciate all of your enthusiasm and imagination and inclusion of everybody. And I'm just going to keep on keeping on. And if we get back here, we'll do it again. All right. Bye, guys.